There are two main parts to a dramatic narrative structure: what happens and to whom, and the discourse or how the story unfolds. The purpose of a dramatic storyline is to move or touch the audience in some emotional way. Drama is broad and therefore difficult to assign specific conventions to. However, from my real media influences, I have found a selection of conventions. The convention of a short film being traditionally under 20 minutes, accompanied by my real drama influences, such as Still Life, Inside, My Name is Lisa, On Time, all being around 5 to 8 minutes, helped me to decide on a time for my film, which is roughly 5 minutes. After viewing our real media influences, I have found that they commonly contained a compressed narrative, which typically came to an equilibrium. This gave us confidence in attempting a complex storyline that is frequently used in feature-length films. The use of the traditional style Hollywood widescreen format was influenced by Hard Candy, a psychological thriller. We found that it helped to emphasize close-ups and character emotion, and that helps to create intensity. In order to present teen characters, we took conventions from teen films. We found that teen films contained sexual themes, as well as crude forms of humor. The use of crude humor was recurring in the representation of teenage boys. We used it to illustrate the close relationship between the boys.
That's not my sister, it's my girlfriend. Oh, it looks like it's Alex's time of the month, doesn't it, boys?
The opening line of the film is a joke inspired by American Pie character Stifler. We also created the character Parham, using this character as a muse. The decision to use actors to portray the protagonist's mindset was directly influenced by the short film Inside. However, we wanted a more subtle approach and a sense of enigma. Despite this, we incorporated elements of the coordinated speech and movement to illustrate the synchronization.
I think you should. Do you think that's acceptable? Saying them sweet boy quotes in my presence. No one says cousin, you know.
Calm down, Eddie.
The repetition of "calm down, Eddie" was a visual code that the boys were not real, as the idea of talking in complete unison on more than one occasion is a surreal concept. We decided to risk embedding a clue, as we would like the audience, after viewing the film, to think in retrospect that they should have noticed. Our film conforms to the basic representation of a conversation through the use of shot reverse shot.
Stacey, hi.
Hey Alex.
We subverted traditional short film conventions with a television show style introduction sequence to create a hyper-reality in order to exaggerate the happiness of the friendship group and furthermore mislead the audience into a sense of false security. The sequence is also a clue, as the construction is surreal when accompanied by real-life footage. The synchronized music with editing and the freeze frames are a common convention of a television show. The use of an extra diegetic gaze also further weakens the verisimilitude. We embodied the style from the opening sequence of The In-Betweeners, a teen comedy show. The sequence is also significant in the representation of his idealized view of himself. We incorporated teen film clique stereotypes to embody the different aspects within the protagonist's personality, as we felt the audience would be able to familiarize themselves with them, as it is done so repeatedly in teen films. The different sides of Alex's personality were characterized by teen archetypes. The violent angry jock within was demonstrated by the character Eddie. The iconography of the baseball jacket highlights this. The overly confident, self-acclaimed ladies' man demonstrated by the character Parham. The sensitive, less confident character was demonstrated by the character Morris. Anger, confidence, and sensitivity are all stereotypically emotions associated with adolescent boys. The use of slang in the dialogue, such as bruv and cuzzy.
Yo, what's going on, bruv?
Yeah, you're right, mate. What have you been up to? She is giving you the eye, cuzzy.
Helped to keep a sense of regionality, as we wanted the film to have a British feel to it, other than the mise-en scene. I felt that this was a development in terms of short films of this genre, which don't commonly specialize in terms of the character's background. The focus is on the emotions of the protagonist. Whilst this was our focus, we also felt it was important to incorporate subtle reminders of his culture and to represent British teenage boys. This creates an element of social realism. The use of close-ups are also a common convention of social realism. Alex has narrative agency throughout the film, however there is a large focus on other characters. This subverts short film conventions, as they are usually concise in terms of presentation of characters, whereas we took a feature-length film convention in conveying sub-characters with importance until the film slowly unravels that Alex is the main focus of the film. This was to allow time for the audience to familiarise and relate to the characters, again, to create further astonishment in their non-existence. We decided to develop this concept. We challenged the convention of mirrors symbolising a sense of self-reflection, as the protagonist has no signs of acknowledgement that his so-called friends are not real. We developed this convention by subverting it in order to invoke further emotion in the audience. The mirror puts the audience at a higher viewing position than the character within the diegesis. The use of flashbacks to retell the story from an outsider's point of view is commonly used in the portrayal of mental illnesses. Real media texts such as Shutter Island and He Loves Me Not illustrate the efficiency of this visual tool. The use of the purple filter is significant in differentiating present time with the past. The use of a monologue is a subversion of traditional drama films.
Look guys, I just want to say, like, you know, let's just forget what happened today, yeah?
As this would commonly take away a sense of authenticity, as dramas deal with real-life issues and monologues tend to feel unreal. We wanted to provoke emotion from the reveal, and to hear from the main character would provide closure for the audience with regard to his mental state. This provides an equilibrium which is common with regard to conventional narrative structure. In many ways, our film both conforms and subverts conventions of several of real media texts, full-length feature films and short productions. Exodus could be described as a hybrid drama containing aspects of social realism, teen film and psychological thriller.